It came from a...
Getting set for the restart here in the Napa 300 at Daytona after a big flip. Now, here comes the yellow car of Jeff Green. Around off the nose of Bobby Hamilton Jr. Chevy.
Boy, was he fortunate not to get T-boned when he came back on his wheels.
So
Great job of driving.
It was.
Those other drivers.
Yes, just to miss that. Here flying high above Daytona Net, providing aerial views of the Napa Auto Parts 300, the Bud 1 Airship. Budweiser, official beer of NASCAR.
And the green flag is out, and we're back racing again on lap 19.
Matt Kenseth in command, Ron Hornaday in second. That red car is Jeff Purvis. In green, Kenny Irwin. Then in red, Buckshot Jones. And in blue, number 2, Kid Harvick. Ken Squire calls it, like he's calling a boxing match. This one's already been a boxing match of sorts.
Well, any race at Daytona is a boxing match. If anything else, it turns into a chess game because you really have to be careful. And there goes Michael Waltrip making it 3 wide in the 7 car down the back straightaway.
Got himself a good draft. Found some open air there and passed a couple of cars. Of course, Michael Waltrip is a veteran in this series as well as Winston Cup racing.
It's his 12th start in this race, Ned. Only Phil Parsons has more among the drivers in today's field. He's right smack in the middle of that 15-car front pack. Number 7, Waltrip.
Well, he loves this racetrack, and I've noticed in the past that he does not necessarily have to have the fastest car to go to the front. He likes to race here, and he makes good moves.
This fella right here is the big charge of the day. 66 Todd Bodine. He had to take a provisional to get in the field. He started 37th based on his car owner points from last year. He's in the top 10 in 18 laps.
That is quite a charge towards the front.
Boy, Buckshot Jones, a 00 car, was moving around quite a bit as he entered turn 3 there. I'm noticing the cars are getting a lot of side movement as they start through the corners here this time. Over maybe last year, they seem to be a little more stable.
And also look on this restart how quickly the field has strung out after that front pack. It's a long string of cars.
Yeah, and right now the front group they're sitting out there nose to tail. And those guys are having a war just behind them there. And they need to sort it out and kind of ride just for a second. It's awfully early to make it 3 and 4 wide down the back straightaway.
There are 16 cars in the lead draft. Then there are 3 cars right behind them, hooked up together. And then, as Mike says, the rest of them are scattered out a little bit. But maybe they remembered that patience word a little bit. You know, maybe they were reminded of it during those caution laps.
I hope so. Matt Kenseth from Wisconsin is your race leader. 27 years old, driving for Robbie Reiser, Gary Cogswell, the crew chief. And we'll see Frito's telemetry on board Joe Nemechek.
Okay, let's talk about the RPMs. I know you hear the drivers on all the racetracks, but Daytona and Talladega talk about turning 8,500, 9,000. Well, they have restrictor plates here, and it reduces the air and fuel that goes into the motor. So the maximum horsepower is right around 6,800.
Nemechek closing on that pack as they run 3 wide in front of him, and Hornaday goes back to the lead.
Pretty interesting there. That's Dale Earnhardt that owns the 3, and just behind him, Richard Childress owns the number 2. So they may have a little game plan worked out.
They certainly worked together in that maneuver. And Jeff Purvis in car number 4, who had really got sideways about 2 laps before that caution came out. He was about to cause a big wreck coming off of turn 4, but he got it back under control. Now he's up there in 3rd place.
Ned, you're exactly right. There's sometimes it's a wreck that they don't hit anything in, and that's what he had coming off of turn 4 up there. Completely sideways, and very lucky that nobody got him.
Still too wide much of the way through this pack. 43 Jay Sauter, another graduate of the Truck Series. Tim Fedua there in 26th place. That green box shows he's gained a spot in the last lap. David Green 33rd in the order. That box in red shows he's lost a spot last time by. Ralph Shaheen.
Mike, amazingly, the crew of the number 10 is hard at work at trying to get this car ready to go back into the race. Crew Chief Harold Hawley has taken a quick bird's eye view of the machine. He says the engine is okay. Of course, they got to replace some suspension pieces and make some bodywork adjustments to the car, but they think they can get back out and get some laps. And this team feels like they can contend for a championship, so every lap will be very important. Dick Berggren.
A combination of speed and pit strategy pretty much explains why these guys are at the front of the field right now. Not only did they have fast cars, but none of the leaders pitted on that last round. They only have 3 sets of tires. That's all they're allowed for this race, so all the leaders have saved them for later. To Ralph, to Bill.
Well, Matt Kenseth was in the lead, but has dropped back a little bit. As crew chief Gary Cogswell says, they still got to do some fine-tuning on that chassis. And it looks like next time he comes in, they may change the air pressures in the rear tires, raise the track bar, and take a little wedge out of that car. And they think he can race for the lead again.
Buddy, in English, what Bill just say? What are they going to change? Raise the track bar?
Well, they're trying to change the roll center of the car is what they're doing. And when you raise the track bar, of course, it pulls down on the weight on the back of the car and changes the roll center on it, making it do what you want it to do. Apparently, he's having chassis problems right now, and they need to adjust pretty quickly.
The car's not bad, but they think they can make it better. That light blue car is Kenseth in 4th place.
Now 6 cars have broken away. They've singled themselves out and broken away from that 16-car pack that we mentioned just a few minutes ago.
You know, Ned, that was always a time that I felt pretty good when I got with a group of people that understand the draft, and you get out there and you know nose to tail is so much quicker than fighting 2 and 3 wide. And these guys, if that bunch keeps racing behind them, they'll just continue to walk away.
You're riding with Kenny Irwin, the Bell South Mobility Cam on board his Chevrolet, one of the quickest in the field. And that is Matt Kenseth just ahead. And look at him bounce through turn 1.
Yeah, you could really see, you could see a little spark there where maybe the exhaust pipe hit as they went through that hole down there. You could see the sparks fly out from under the car.
There's that breakaway. Ken Squire.
One of the most impressive runs in the early going in this Napa Auto Parts 300. Give it to Todd Bodine. He started 37. There you see it, the white and red, number 66. He's pulled himself up to 8th position. He stood here yesterday and watched his brother survive that horrible 13-time end-over-end, side-over-side crash. Spent a great deal of time with his brother throughout the night last night. Here he is out here, and he is really trucking. Number 66, Todd Bodine, is going to the front.
Mike Dillon just ahead of him. Kenny Irwin makes a move on the bottom, and that's at 4th place. Trying to take Buckshot Jones with him. So they battle up in the front of the pack in the Napa 300 at Daytona. 26 laps are complete. We'll be right back. Tonight's all new on CBS when America's Night of Heroes returns. The guy who gets tomorrow's news today is back on Early Edition. Then Sammo Hung and Chuck Norris, 2 martial arts masters, come together for the first time ever for a 2-hour martial law Walker spectacular. It's all new tonight on CBS. And next Saturday, CBS Sports is the home office of NCAA Hoops with a big triple header. Among the featured matchups, Mateen Cleaves and the Spartans against the Indiana Hoosiers, and Eric Barkley leads St. John's against Coach K's Duke Blue Devils. Check your local listing. 30 laps complete here at Daytona. Tony Raines is on pit road.
This is his second stop, Mike, in the last 10 laps or so. He was last year's Rookie of the Year winner in the Busch Series of NASCAR, but having problems here today.
Ralph Shaheen.
Jeff Green has made his way out of the infield care center. Jeff, can you tell me what happened?
Yeah. First of all, I put myself in a situation I should not have been in, and I took a chance I should not. I just told him my fault. I come down on I thought I had a hole there to get down in front of the 26 car. He must have had a couple inches on me. He wasn't going to let off, which he's not in position to let off, I don't guess. But a lot of guys taking too many chances, and I guess I was one of them right there. Next quick Chevy was awesome, but you got to finish on all 4 before you can ever finish. And hate it for my guys. They worked their tails off this weekend to get as fast as it was, and it was an awesome car. We were just biding our time to get up there, but nobody would ever give an inch to get in line and go. So it's a long race.
Bill Stevens.
Kevin Harvick having a great run in second place, but a problem with that car in the handling department, something we've heard a lot of this week. That car is pushing very badly. Says when he hits the corners and turns the steering wheel, feels like that right front tire is going to grind itself right off of the automobile.